I am the way, the truth, and the life. This declaration remains one of the most recognizable sentences in human history. Despite its cultural fame, the original meaning of this phrase shifted significantly as it moved from ancient Greek to Latin and finally into English. The historical context reveals the stakes. Jesus is sitting at the Last Supper, having just told his closest friends that he is about to be arrested and executed. His disciples are in a state of panic. The ancient text uses a word for troubled hearts that suggests the same internal upheaval one feels when a best friend dies. Jesus responds to the threat of crucifixion with a monologue about architecture and infrastructure, speaking of houses, rooms, and roads, while his friends contemplate his death. Recovering the specific comfort intended for these men requires looking past the English translation to the precise vocabulary of the first century. The King James Version popularized a specific image of this promise. In my Father's house are many mansions. This suggests luxury real estate due to a linguistic error. The original Greek translated to the Latin mansio, becoming an English estate. Jesus actually used the word oikos, describing a complete household footprint, which the disciples viewed as the entire heavens and earth, the ultimate residence. Jesus was promising a permanent, secure place within the structure of reality. He was describing a safe harbor that remained intact, even if he was taken from them. This shift from physical wealth to existential security solved one problem, but it immediately created another. The disciples realized they had no map for navigating toward this cosmic home. Thomas voiced the collective confusion of the group. He asked how they could possibly find the path to a destination they couldn't see. At the time, the way served as a synonym for the Torah. It represented a static map of laws and directions, a set of rules one followed to reach the presence of God. Jesus radically redefined this paradigm. By claiming to be the way, he transformed religion from instructions on a scroll into a personal, living guide. This functions like the difference between following a printed map of a foreign city and having a local guide sit in your passenger seat to handle the navigation for you. This leads to the most radical claim in the entire monologue, the words, I am. I am is the direct translation of Yahweh, the unpronounceable and holy name of God from the Old Testament. By invoking this name, Jesus claimed the identity of the Creator. He presented himself as both the guide for the journey and the final destination itself. This context redefines the final, most controversial part of the text, the claim that no one comes to the Father except by me. Within this framework, exclusivity functions like a mathematical proof. Jesus presents his identity as the objective mechanic of reality. If 2 + 2 = 4, then following a different path is simply a move away from the facts of the universe. Author Robert Louis Stevenson explored this idea through a scenario in his novel Kidnapped, involving a character named David Balfour. Shipwrecked on an island, Balfour spends his days waving at passing boats, feeling completely abandoned and isolated from the mainland. The situation changes when the tide recedes. Balfour discovers a solid strip of sand, previously hidden under the waves, that connects his island directly to the coast. In the Christian worldview, Jesus is that strip of sand. He is the solid ground that already connects the individual to the Father,